Hello, my name is Abraham Maldonado. I am a molecular and medical microbiology major.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Cho and I am a fourth year biochemistry major.
Hi, my name is Blair. I am a senior studying mathematical analytics and operations research. Today, we will talk about our design for the coffee competition, starting off with a process flow diagram. So this is the process flow diagram that I made. We see right here, it all starts with just 100 grams of Timor-Leste green coffee beans. Okay, and then we see right here, we put them in the roaster. Our process was putting the settings to 988. This results in 80 grams of roasted beans. We found that about 20 grams of chaff, like other gases, got reduced from the overall roasted product, and then we just throw those away. Then we put those in the grinder and we put them at a grind size of 35. We found this was ideal. We don't really lose any product there, so it goes perfectly to 80 grams of grinded coffee. And then for each batch we did 20 grams. We have an electric water kettle that we heat the water. We heat the water to 94 degrees Celsius. We have 20 grams of ground coffee, and then 300 grams of hot water. And then we let that. We pour those in. We let it sit, and then that's when we press the coffee and pour it out. And then we find ourselves left with 266.3 grams brewed coffee, and obviously everything else that like you see right here. You have the grounds that are not being weighed anymore. You have the water that went into the grounds. You have the water that evaporated. So overall, from in one batch, from 20 grams of ground coffee, 300 grams of hot water, we're left with 266.3 grams of brewed coffee.
Our energy usage is 0.32 kilowatt hours. The breakdown of this is the energy needed to roast, which we calculated to be 0.21 kilowatt hours. Dividing this by the total mass of the roasted beans, it is 0.0025 kilowatt hours per gram of roasted beans, which we used 80 grams of, leading to the 0.2 kilowatt hour value we see. Now, for the water, we heated a mass of 1299.1 grams to 94 degrees Celsius. The energy used to heat the water is 0.12 kilowatt hours. Adding these two up, we use a total of 0.32 kilowatt hours. The only thing we minimized in the energy costs is by boiling just enough water.
A little more about the roast. We chose to do a medium roast of the Timor-Leste beans. Our number for the roast is 988, which is a fan speed of 9 at heat 8 for 8 minutes. What we changed about this process is, however, lowering the fan speed to 6 when 6.5 minutes have passed in order to make the roast a bit darker, and returning it back to 9 once the 8 minutes have passed to cool down the beans faster.
Our main focus was the taste of the coffee and less about energy usage. As a result, we were able to make delicious coffees that we rated highly ourselves. When we were doing our blind taste test, we commented that our coffee smelled like an old man's breath, but darned it tastes delicious, and we stand by that statement.
Honestly, we ignored the ostensible range. During experimentation, our values were below that in the chart, but the coffee tasted amazing regardless. However, we still calculated those numbers, and we got around a TDS of 0.94%. The goal we were trying to go towards was more of the classical standard, so around 1.2 to 1.3 TDS.
Knowing what we know now, what we would do differently is calculate all of the numbers before starting to maximize our energy usage. During the coffee lab, I made the mistake of not boiling enough water at first, messing up the brew ratios and energy usage for heating up water. Roast and making wise, we wouldn't change a thing.
Overall, while we didn't place in any of the big categories during the competition, we all worked together to make a batch of coffee that we're truly proud to say is ours, and all three of us are walking away from this class more appreciative of what it takes to make a good cup of coffee.
What was your experience of the tasting?
Honestly, it was the coffees I tasted were better than I expected by far. A lot of them were disappointing, but there was definitely some nice surprises in there.
What was your experience?
I enjoyed it very much. It was a lot of fun.
How was your experience with the cupping?
I didn't find a perfect coffee. It either had a bad smell or bad taste. But it was fun. It was fun.
Gotcha.
The Elvis, what was it?
Elvis Presley. Yes!
That one.
Thank you. Let's go.
Baked espresso. Who's eating carbs? So many questions. Smells like wet kitty litter.
Whoa!
Yikes. Smells like a man's breath. I'm sorry, these are top tier comments. I love all of this. Carafe, although you can't see every carafe on the bottom axes, but you get a general feel, right?
Our coffee was and we noted it as smelling like an old man's breath, but darn is it tasty. It makes me really happy, even though we didn't score any like big notes with everyone. I'm glad that unbiasedly we actually produced coffee that we genuinely liked.
Just a nod. So here's our sheet. We got 19.42, which isn't bad, because the highest score was like 20 something, I think. And then our final score is this. So good job, team.